Of course, this is another special broadcast with Dr. Patricia. My name is Daniel Mugoya. Today, we are again unveiling a new package. Don't call yourself wise if you're not ready to learn anything that is new. In these conversations that we normally have with Dr. Patricia, contains a lot of ideas. You might be knowing some, but of course, through our own experiences, you can get to learn new things from us. So, Doctor, as you greet the public, today I want us to look at something that is concerned with capital. Most people describe capital as only money wise, like when you have money and then when you want to start up something, you talk about money, money, money. But I want to know from your own experience, because you normally you're always free with expressing your age, say in your 50s. So I believe in your 50s you have encountered a lot of all forms of capital, the way you manage to accumulate your wealth. So I need someone who is trying to have that inspirational moment from you, the way you do things, to understand how you really understand the capital, that thing of capital.
Yes, actually, when you first told me about capital, I was like, I'm not actually the right person to talk about finances.
Uh,
But if we look at capital in the wider sense, there's more than the financial capital. Increasingly, we are beginning to appreciate what we call social capital, which has really been around for long.
Yeah.
Actually, if you look at the African cultural setting, it thrives a lot on social capital, and that is why we suffer the black tax, because of our social linkages. But when you look at achievements in life, getting things done, and especially Uganda, getting anything done, getting your national ID, getting your passport. You need social capital. I'm in these WhatsApp groups where there's always, is there someone who knows someone who knows someone who works here? And the question is always,
Yes.
what? Or I'm trying to get clearance for this. And then they'll tell you, like, these days driving permits. They're like, no, the driving permit process is very straightforward these days. You just go and what? Yet prior experiences is that you always needed someone to help you skip the queue. Even if you comply with all the requirements, you pay the fee in the bank, when you go to the service point, there are always layers and insinuations of something you have to do. So in Uganda, social capital actually opens a lot of doors, even where things are impossible, but also naturally in life. So let me say you're in the media. There's this source you're trying to hunt down and they're not accessible, they're hard to find, but you're going to find that person who knows them, who they are very free with, said, oh, you want a quotation from Dr. Litho? Look for so and so. They know how to find her. Yes, because obviously, in my growth of work life, there are work colleagues who have become my friends, who are almost family. They can just come home. So those people possibly can convince me that, Daniel is actually a good person. You can interact with him. And I'm always like, tell me more about him. So yes, and through those people, they reach me. So there's so many people like that, even as a journalist. Actually, as a journalist, you need social capital. Yeah, maybe they are clearing, accrediting journalists for this. You need someone who knows the accreditor. You want access to the oil field, you need someone who knows someone who knows someone who works with the Power or Total or what. It's always like that. So that's very important. But when we look at those scenarios we were just talking about in our last conversation, things like weddings, things like death, things like birth, where you want people to come and show support. It could be emotional and so. That's when you see numbers, and in villages we're like, that one only 2 people turned up. You've even heard of people hiring what? those funeral criers, they call them village criers, because you need to show that you had people who loved you and what. And when you're burying your person and there's no one with you, you know, it's a bit depressing. All along, I actually didn't have people. And then one of the statements that I've always heard about when we've lost a relative, even a friend or a public figure, said, abantu bazise. People came.
People
there
came.
were a lot of people.
In fact,
this was a man of the people.
In fact, you might find that Dr. Patricia has attended a burial at my place. Then she's one of the prominent people, the powerful people in our area. So how will the talk be? The talk will be in plural. So you say, people were there. There were very many people. The Dr. Patricias were there.
Yes. Oh, there's just one Dr. Patricia. So yes, there's always that. Can you even imagine so and so came? And then there's that scenario of a seemingly popular person, and then when they die, there's hardly anyone. And people said, we thought so and so is someone. They literally use, we thought so someone was someone, but there were no people at their burial. Now you remember at Mind the Boat, do at the boat. Anyway, but you remember from that incident when the boat capsized and so many people lost their lives. But capsizing. But you know, the issue was about the so-called slay queens. The comments that came on who they are, where they came from, how many people turned up for their burial, and yet in Kampala, they led a different kind of life. So yes, those numbers and those networks are used to judge us, even when we subconsciously think about it or not. But we know that social capital can also get you places, can get you jobs, can make things happen where things seemed impossible, you know? So some of us, sometimes you're in the public eye, and while people might know you, you don't know them. Yes? So sometimes you're in a place, you're queuing up, and maybe at a bank, the line is long, you're like, oh my goodness. And then someone just comes, oh, Dr. Litho, you told me in such and such a place, please come this way, you know. Then you know, or sometimes you've gone to hospital, we've had those stories of someone who was a teacher, either a horrible teacher or a good teacher, and then maybe they had an incident in hospital, and then the surgeon is one of their former students, and then they're stuck with a bill, and then they just come and tell you, you know what, you're free to go home. Your bill has been cleared. And sometimes the question, really? All that 10 million, what, by who? Oh, your former student. Actually, that surgeon who worked on you did not tell you, but that's your former student. And they told us how you were nice to them. You're the ones who encouraged them to do medicine. You know, sometimes you just never know. Yes, like where the support will come from, where you need that social capital. We can't leave it alone, even in cases where we think we don't need people. We need people. Things like consultancy, for instance, it's always about who do you know. They'll call it like, oh, do you know someone who could do this? Do you know a good editor? I'm writing a book. Do you know a good photographer? Do you know a good journalist? We need someone who is not like this. So they will give you disclaimers of the kind of people they don't want, because maybe professional as journalists were associated with certain bad social behaviors. People will not conduct. So sometimes you see they send a message, but they'll tell you, don't give us someone like so and so, or give us someone who doesn't do this, you know, the way those people normally behave. So social capital is important, and it gets us places. Even like when you're personal development, we get recommendations. I think some of the best recommendations we get are always word of mouth. That is social capital. Someone at church told me this, someone at my gym told me this, someone at my workplace, I was struggling with this ailment, I've tried all this medicine. Someone said, oh, just try this. And you find that it works.
There are people who are still getting to higher positions just because they are grandparents.
Oh yes,
new people.
Yes. There are those names.
With, there are those
yes,
names,
there are those names you mention, and people
like,
turn. Yes, but you know it could also be a curse. Some names, some names are a problem. Yes, you've had cases where maybe you're asking for a job or seeking support for something, and then you mention a well-known name, and that is the end of you. because you've mentioned the wrong name. This is someone who caused distress to someone, frustrated someone's father. Yes, so mostly we see the positive side, but there are cases where these names have actually worked against us. I'll give you a more generic example. Myself, I'm a daughter of a soldier. I always say that. I've grown up in a barracks and things like that. But because my father has served in the forces, it's just like any civil servant. You go through different governments. So my father banned us from using his names. You know how many people have, like we've talked about Wapakabulo. In my family, nobody uses my father's name. He deliberately banned us from using his name because when we were growing up, especially at a certain point when governments changed, his kind of names were targeted. My father is called Okelo. And there's always assumption that everyone from Okelo comes from the north. Yes, we are all Luos or what, but even in Busia you find some of those Luo seeming names. In Tororo, among the Teso, you find Akelo, Okelo, which I assume to be Luo names. So he would say that, you know, these days it's very dangerous to have some of those obvious names. So use your own name because you're your own person and you can't be tracked to me. So if they wanted to arrest him or things like that, yes. So for the safety of his children, he banned us. Even my mother did not use her husband's name. She used her own name because, you know, he had been in the forces and he understood those dynamics. So social capital matters, but there are points when association to certain individuals can cost you. Yes, that is why you will not get a job. That is why you will not serve in government because of this. You know, there are families where some are anti-government, others are pro-government, or these belong to the other party. Sometimes even husband and wife belong to different political parties. And so there's always that challenge of the contradiction, the paradox. Yes? So I said, now that one, even if he supports government, we don't trust him because his wife is anti-government. So you also become a suspect. You're not trusted.
You're hit by the
Yes.
bullets. Now, doctor, there's also this challenge as we wind up with social capital and we get to other forms of capital. Have you ever, when do you remember that time when you had your people contributing to you, like you told them that I'm going to start up this and I need contributions from you people, and then they contributed genuinely? Have you ever had such an experience?
Well, most of my cases where I have sought contribution, it has actually been work related. Like maybe someone has lost someone at work, and maybe you ask an officer to do it. I've had cases where I say, you know, doctor, it is better when you're the one who does it. People listen to you, but also because you often contribute. So if you ask people to contribute. For family, personal things, I would normally revert to family. And in my family, especially my mother, she'll say, oh, we've lost someone, people have refused to contribute. But you know, if it is you, people will participate. Because the other people, when they tell people to contribute, there's the issue of trust. You will eat the money. There's the issue of you don't contribute for others. So, and then normally when I collect money, you see the output. This is the cause. And you see the output. Yes. Of course, people can have small complaints here and there. This didn't go well. What's it? But, you know, I'll put the money where it should be. But normally, personal things, honestly speaking, I keep it to family. I never really go to friends and what. Yeah, you're not sure. Yes. Though sometimes a friend will say, oh, hear this. No, you didn't tell me. I want to contribute. You know, there are those who come out and contribute.
Okay.
So, yes.
Because I bring this point from this background that normally people tend not to support you when you're trying to bring out something positive. Like you want to start a business and so on, then you tell him, oh, actually, I want to start a boutique here, but I need your assistance. But then when you have lost someone, it's a different thing. You find someone rush, or when you, in fact, sorry, you have died, you find, oh, well, what? Let me bring in my contribution. Let me do this. Why is it so?
Yes, again, like I gave that example of death earlier. It is how you relate with people, really. That relationship with people. Did people think you're courteous? And you see, contribution comes in many forms. Sometimes you just show up. I have friends who might never contribute financially, but they always show up for me. They'll be present, they'll help with this, they'll usher, they'll, you see, they are present to support. It doesn't need to be financial. So there are people, they said, oh, especially like those of us who have grown up in big neighborhoods, in the family, for instance. Now I'm one of those who never really got a good review when it comes to greeting, maybe on other things, but I have a brother who is a pilot. Like everybody knows him. He's hardly in the country, but every time he shows up, he will
has to
drive.
check on
He will
almost
drive to the
everyone.
village and check on all our aunties and who's and who and grandparents. Then he will go to the barracks and say hello. You see, he's in touch. He never loses his links. And actually, I remember when he was wedding, we were overwhelmed by numbers. Everyone who had so and so, so and so. I
have
must
to
be
attend
there. I must
the
contribute.
wedding.
Yes. So even in families, you see, there are those of us who are overly friendly. There are those of us who are closed. There are those of us who are rude. So a family is really a replica of the bigger society. So of course, we are in spaces where we have those different kind of people. Then there are people who are outrightly selfish. So you'll even hear those comments when people lose, or you can see. You see, like in office, when people lose people, so they start posting in the usual spirit of supporting each other. Let's do what? So add your name and so you see. 3 days later, number one. Number one. Yet some people, when they say so and so has lost someone,
Within 1 hour.
within an hour, we are at number 55. People are really coming forth to support. While other people are like, then say, hey, you people, then you start doing the one.
In fact, you have to first come and say, by the way, we are contributing. Hey, who? What time? But then the person saw the message.
Patricia, because it is you, I will, grudgingly.
Okay.
Yes, so it is how we relate with people. Then also when people have challenges, how we've come through for them. People don't forget. And people watch us. We don't know people watch us, but people do watch us. So yes, it makes a difference.
Okay. So with social capital, we shall leave it at that place. But now, Doctor, there's also something you hinted in your submission that I also want us to emphasize on, and that is the trust capital. I don't know how it depicts, but trust capital, I can bring it this way around. Do you know that even if, let's say if there are thieves, around 4 thieves, if we are 4 people and we are thieves, we leave our respective area to go and steal somewhere. After stealing, we need to come back and sit and say, now this is what we have stolen. Now, time comes to share. In most cases, among us who we will know that we are all thieves, we look for one who is trustworthy.
Or you look for the one who is the thief among the thieves. This one, from his robbery, he has hidden some. Yes, I'm told actually in some robberies, the death happens or conflict happens amongst the robbers themselves. Because when it comes, I said, no, but I saw you picked this. Where is it? Where is it? And then say, well, when they were chasing us, I threw it away and
So
things
this
like
is how
that.
deep we can look at the trust capital
so,
now.
Yes, so
because
trust capital is one of the most crucial capitals. For instance, things like the other time we talked about who do you go to when you want to borrow money. One of those things is trust. You know, borrowing money comes with shame. Because you should be able to take care of yourself, but you're hard pressed. So who will I borrow money from and retain my dignity? Because there are some people you borrow from money, and in seconds the whole village, your whole family knows how you borrowed 10,000 from them. Yes. Hey, anything that happens, even the other time, I did this for you. Yes. So we always try to go to people who will not make it a public discussion that you came for help because you want to retain your dignity. But also, me as a mother, for instance, I travel a lot. Who can I leave my child with and feel comfortable? You see, there's always that discomfort. Should I call my mother to be around? Should I ask this friend to be around? Sometimes I need my son to be visited on visiting day because I'm not available. Then I start thinking through, who do I send? Because you trust them, but also your child has this person's trust. So those things matter even at work. Sometimes they are very sensitive matters. Sometimes they're those things that are not. So when work is being given things of sensitive nature that should be guarded, you'll find even your bosses, please handle this yourself, or keep this to a minimum. Can we not have so and so on the team? They cannot what? Shut up. They cannot be trusted to keep a deadline. They cannot be trusted to keep a secret. They cannot be trusted. You see?
In fact, even when, sorry to cut you short, when there's when your immediate supervisor is going on leave, and then you're in a meeting, you can even start having a discussion that, okay, I am leaving as a supervisor, but who are we going to put in the meantime? So you find everyone looking at each other. So, then you say, oh, so and say, no, we don't trust that person.
Yes, people protest.
People protest just because of you lack that trust.
Actually, I've had an incident where I was going on leave and I was discussing with somebody and they asked me, so who's going to act in your place while you're away? And I mentioned the name and the person was horrified. Why not so and so? And I had to give my reasons why. Yes, so trust is not just about money. Trust is about dignity. Trust for you to show up, to keep time, to do the work, especially at work. There's some people, they are the nicest people, but they're the least trustworthy person. They will knock you out every morning. Oh, doctor, I was just saying hello. You know that person, But you cannot trust them with a single assignment. They're going to break your heart because they remain nice and say, I'll do it in 1 hour. And then they call you after 8 hours. I'm just around the corner. You know those people, So yes, trust is an important thing, and sometimes it changes the way we relate with people. Yeah, when it comes to serious things, no, Patricia would not be my first choice because she's not trustworthy. She'll not deliver the work in time. She'll not put her weight on it. I can't trust her to keep time. I can't trust her to keep a secret. So, we are trusted for different things. Even in our competencies, trust and loyalty, they sort of go hand in hand, but not. Now there are even people who are loyal to you, like friends, they always show up but they can't keep a secret. So they are loyal in always being there for you, but you can't trust them to keep quiet about certain things. So everyone we relate to, we must understand them like that. Even sometimes our bosses, there's that human resource person you can feel comfortable going to share. And those human resource discussions are normally very personal, private things. But if there is news going around that particular human resource officer cannot be trusted with information, then you don't. You'd rather go to someone who is not human resource, or your immediate boss, or even a junior officer in that department who is known to be professional. That's why even I remember when we were transitioning, I talked about it earlier. I keep giving that example because to me it gave me different facets of life, and there was provision for counseling. I'm telling you, no one was going for counseling. People were like, no, the room where that person is, but that counselor, where are they from? Who brought them? Did they bring someone they know? They will tell people, but we're all struggling with different things. No, I think the best thing, it should be like medical insurance, where there's insurance for what? A counselor. And we go to different hospitals and seek the counselor there. Other people are like, no, this counselor, they should just give us their address. And we go there. No one wanted to be seen entering that room like, hey, you mean Patricia is also struggling, yes? So, yes, trust comes at different levels. Even when we are sick, some illnesses are so embarrassing that really, some people die of ailments they could have saved, but because it is embarrassing, they are fearing to tell people close to them. They are fearing The medical people, they are fearing even at office, because you're going to be stigmatized. So there are all those different levels of trust.
Some of these conversations that we make should always help most of you people who, especially those who do not have jobs. You might be there sitting on yourself saying you're waiting for opportunities. But as you wait for opportunities, also ask which kind of people do you network with? And what kind of conversations do you involve yourself in? Then also, secondly, what is the level of your trust? Because you might be there, but people are neglecting you just
Yes, you
because they
can't
know
be
you
trusted.
can't be trusted.
I'll recommend this person and they embarrass me.
So before you wait for many of us to turn up at the barriers, then you're like, oh, I have my son completed school 2 years ago, but he's home seated. But then your son studied with a lot of people, and the OBs and OGs are at different places working. So first ask yourself, why me who has just known your son? I even don't know your son. I only know you as the parent.
But also understanding the job dynamics. Yes, sometimes we are accused of being in places and we are not supported. For instance, me, working in the Ministry of Energy, our recruitment is done by public service, and then they will send someone to fill the gap we want.
I
So
know.
people get mad at you
Eh.
for not helping them, but or they don't have the qualifications you're looking for, and I think sometimes that is the mistake.
Normally, they want you to use your network to connect them.
Yes, but I don't want to sacrifice my reputation.
That's
That's
not the
one thing
question.
people must understand, is that we've done it and people have embarrassed you. Yes, sometimes you really said, Patricia, I hope this time this one is a serious one. You've had those scenarios when you're
Yes,
recommending
yes,
someone,
yes, yes,
and the
yes.
people. So based on my social capital with the other person, they want to help me. But there's that caution that everyone you send, you're not assessing them properly. They're embarrassing you. Yes. So this time, the one you give us, make sure. Next time, don't send us one.
So you have to
you
make
see-
a vow.
Yes, yes. That you come up, when you give an opportunity, come up and show up. And also, when people are looking for help, they should understand the dynamic, like jobs really. People get mad at you, they look at you, but you're like, for instance, me, I don't own unemployment. I don't employ people. I don't have any facet to employ. So when you get mad at me for refusing to help you, really it is unfounded, it's misguided. Yeah. And also sometimes people know that person, you don't. And you've gone somewhere with people where the person you've gone to see is that at the end of the meal said, Patricia, can you stay behind for 1 minute? Then you say, are you wait there? And the person says, do you know who that is? Do you know him very well? Do you know her very well? Do you know that this is so and so's daughter who did this for you? Who did this against you? Are you sure you want to help this person? So you might not know. Said, oh yes, I do, but me and him relate differently. Like now you see, that is the trouble with
that's
people
the
like
problem,
you. Oh, I am not comfortable. Go talk to her, the way she dresses, the way she does what you see. They will give you a number of things why they will help or why the other person needs to change before they can do something for them. Yes.
All right, so check yourselves. So, doctor, there's some other form of capital I thought of, and I want to also ask you this. There's what we call ideas. When was the last time you had an idea and you didn't have resources for it? But
All the time, this morning, 1 hour ago, I always have ideas. I'm one of those.
So then you look at people who have the resources and you share the idea with the person and the person funds your idea.
Maybe I'm not entrepreneurial, but I normally share ideas and some people have run with it.
Hey.
And done something with it. I
Okay,
share
but
a lot
do
of
they-
ideas, but me myself, I have 1 million ideas. But I think I've never aggressively come up with an idea and sought funding for it. So I don't think I can authentically speak to that. But I know that I have many, many ideas. And normally I try to do the thing myself. And sometimes people say, oh, brilliant idea, but needs more capital. Either go to the bank or talk to your friends who can invest. And for me, that's where it collapses. Because sometimes when I assess my own circle, I know that The idea has died at birth because I know my people.
So if at all one of the ideas would be resourced, I mean, would be financed, do you think it would have been implemented to your the fullest? How you expect the idea to be implemented?
Yes and no. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Now, I bear the vision. How do I translate it? How do I explain it to someone else? Now, some people improve the vision, some people kill the vision. So they're unable to implement it the way a vision did, or some people understand it and even appreciate how to change it based on the changing times. So they're able to deliver something even better. Well, I've had cases where people come back to me and thank me, and sometimes I don't even remember the idea came from me. Oh, do you remember when you told me to try this? Oh, I did, and thanks a lot. This is what has come out of it. I've had people giving me gifts off the idea that came from me, and I don't even remember that it came from me. But me, myself, either I'm a coward or I'm not entrepreneurial in that sense. Where
let me hope you're not a procrastinator.
No. Actually, I am not. When I decide to, I have so many ideas, but there are those I decide to run with. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. For instance, when I was out of employment, there are skills I have that I don't really use. So I decided to aggressively, actually, that's where social capital comes in. So you see, I am a good cook, by the way. So I started making daddies, but I also started repackaging. And of course, with my communication skills, I branded. So I would bring honey from Arua. It's actually called Lady L. And I branded and got tins and branded them and started selling them, aggressively packaging my daddies and selling them.
You added value to the daddies.
Yes. People are like, but what did you, even me, I make daddies, but mine are not as crunchy and soft like yours. I'm like, that's my trade secret. Now you want to take it. So yes, I have those small things that I've started and yes, but I also realized that most of them, for instance, when I had to go back to work and you hand over your idea to someone, it dies.
Naturally.
I even had a gift concept shop. I think that's one of the first things I did. And as soon as I handed it over to my siblings, it died.
Immediately.
Because they don't have the vision and what. But also I had cases because it was a gift concept. So I sold gifts, but I sold a concept. For instance, you tell me, I want to surprise my girlfriend on Valentine's Day, one of men's nightmares. So for me, I would package for you and cost it for you. So I ask you about your girlfriend, her tastes and preferences. So if I didn't have the things, so if you came to my shop, if I didn't have the things in the shop, I would outsource. Then I said, okay, you know, flowers and chocolate are the usual things, but you know, we could do this, package it like this, brand a box, put a scent. This is much better than what, and then we shall deliver it for you. If she's a very jealous woman, I'll make sure the delivery person I use is male. You know, there are things like that. I mean, having been around as part of the world, their dynamics, I understand. Yes. So I started gift concepts. So people would come to me, I have a kwanjula, I want to give some freebies to my guests as they leave. So I ask, what is your budget? So I put a concept for you. So then I had 2-3 scenarios where people went with my idea and never came back, but you hear they implemented it. So sometimes it didn't come out as well as I did, but I lost money and I lost time because I spent time putting a package for you. Then you say, put a sample together, you bring, and that is the end of it. So that was one of the first line of business I killed in my gift concept, where I'm not sharing my concept.
From your experience, what would you advise? Sharing ideas or asking people to fund your ideas?
I do both. And I've been cheated on both. Now, I share ideas normally, and I shouldn't have sentiments to them. Then, there are ideas that I sell for business, because I'm a consultant. I'm a communication and media gender consultant. So sometimes people come to me, and they tell me, put up a concept note, and what? And then you hear they've given the job to someone else. But based on my concept, I even added value to what you told me and I built it. So someone else is implementing my idea. And sometimes they get stuck and they come back. There was this component. Yes. Yeah, I've even at work now. Someone comes to you, you package an
How do
idea
you
for
treat
them.
those who return? Do you still go ahead to advise?
Many times I don't, or I give them a lesser person. You work with. Okay, I was going to say yes, not to demean, but I can give them someone else to work with, especially if it's work, it's in my line of work. I can give you an officer who I know is not as skilled as
not an
me.
expert.
Like you deserve that one. You work with so and so. No offense to anyone, but yeah, sometimes I do that. Or I tell you, mister, that was my idea. Because I've had cases where I come up with a concept, and then this person you gives another officer in their department to come to me, do this. I say, but that, wait a minute, those are my ideas. You see, there are those ideas that are so unique to you. And when it's brought back to you, it is,
even if you're woken up from a sleep.
Yes, it's like knowing your child. This one is mine. This one is mine. Yeah, you see, there's the usual thing everybody does, but there's a way you can close your thing. There's a way you can style that. This is a lethal style. This has a lethal touch. So when you bring it back like yours, I know it is mine, and I will tell you off. Didn't you get this from Daniel? It is me who wrote it. Let me even show you the original. It is here. And I have had so many cases like that. So now from that, sometimes, and which can be a weakness of mine of wanting to share. So sometimes I give an idea and I give it halfway. Then like if you steal it, it is okay. You build it from there. So sometimes I just give hints and leave it there because of these lessons of people stealing other people's ideas. But some people steal and do a really pretty good job with it, and you're like,
oh, you're like, okay.
God, that was my idea and it looks so good on the other side. Yes, so you allow. But oh yeah, that is so common, especially for those of us in the non-tangible trade. You know, communication is one of those things you can't touch. Yes, because at least if it was one of those skills that are more visible, more physical, where people you actually see and touch, there's a way you can even make claim. I've had so many cases where I come up with an idea and it comes out beautifully, and I hear colleagues through another colleague saying, she stole my idea and produced that book, but it was never yours. Yes, maybe now, like I've had cases, I discuss with you something that you could do this to improve yourself. I even write you a concept, then you fail to do it. But because I had such conviction to do it, I go and do it. And then I'm shocked someone is telling me that lady stole my idea. So for me, in those cases,
that lady told me to do this. Literally, now you know that she also wanted to do this.
Yes, there's that. But for me, I've had cases, several, where people are saying I'm stealing their ideas. So sometimes if the thing is halfway, I just step back. And I've stolen your idea. It is yours. So you know how it works. So me, I just step back. And you fall on your face. Or you deliver it in a lukewarm way. Or those comments that come after the thing has already happened. So I just keep quiet. I just withdraw. You know me, I'm very sensitive to certain things. I am a sensitive person, I don't look sensitive. So I can just step back and I leave you alone. And as fate would have it, at some point you'll come back to me. And that's when they make those certain, Patricia, these days you have changed. Yes, but you changed me. I bounce back the energy you give me. Now yes, so if you're evil to me, I will become cold to you. Yes. Yes, most likely I'll give back that energy.
All right, thank you very much, Doctor. I think you've listened right from the social capital, the trust capital, and now ideas. Don't just sit there and then you have an idea and then you don't know what to do. It starts with your mind. Produce the idea. Look out for experts. Look out for people who can make you have that idea.
And this one is intertwined with trust.
Yes, of course. Most of you have ideas, like for example, you find someone with an idea of starting up, for example, a restaurant. But then the person first gets to someone who once had a restaurant like 7 years ago and failed. What do you think, what conversation like this person is going to give you? The person might tell you based on his or her experience why the business failed. And then your idea dies from at that point.
I even know this more common one where this has mostly happened with things like people who have land in prime places, but I don't have enough capital. I have a friend, they approached one of these oil companies to franchise. I said, I have my piece of land, it's in a prime place, I want to set up a petrol station. The next thing he knew, they had bought land across the road and set up a petrol station. Yes, you know how people in business said, oh, are you sure? Does that place really make money? So, oh, you pour out, you think they genuinely want to help you. Meanwhile, you're just giving them, but for them, they're already in that business. Like, oh, yeah, there's high traffic there, I don't know what. The people just went there and set up and left his land without doing what? Without renting it, without giving him the money. They just went and, so there are cases like that where you share an idea, and again, this is an issue of trust. Yes. Okay. So I'll go and do a similar thing. I might not exactly steal your idea as you had given, but I'll do a similar thing and leave you there with your idea. Me, I had capital, especially like you've been asking me, have you ever gone to people to fund? Now, sometimes those people with the money don't have ideas. Yes, so you, a young innovator, you are at risk. You bring your innovation, that's the end of it. They'll run with it.
Immediately.
Yes, they'll run with it.
All right. In fact, that resonates with our next topic that we shall discuss the next time, and that will be, when is the right time to zip your mouth?
Thank you.
So thank you very much. Thank you very much for following. We've been discussing some of the fundamentals in capital, and we looked at social capital, trust capital, and ideas. Of course, the rest can be equity and loans, which you all know about.
The more common
ones. So, for those who have been following, you can also participate through the comment section. See you next time.
Thank you.